One time for your mind, checking in. This is DJ George Chuck. It is Tuesday night, and you know what time of TI is. It is time for Nightcap Knowledge every Tuesday at 9 p.m. right here on Black with No Chaser. My name is DJ George Chuck. I've got my co-host, Mr. Matt, coming in just a moment. We're going to be talking about more in 24, 4 things you want more of this year. 4 things you want more of in 2024. So let me say this. Happy New Year. Thank you for tapping in with us. This is Nightcap Knowledge. One time for your mind, everybody checking in. My name is DJ George Chuck. Once again, thank y'all for joining us right here on Tuesday night, 9 p.m. with the Nightcap Knowledge Show. And there is Mr. Matt coming in right on time. And look, I just want to check in, Mac. Let's go ahead. We got some folk that are joining us on Instagram Live, and Instagram tells us that you got to keep them hooked in the first minute and 30 seconds. So, Mac, hit them with that mental health minute. And let them know how to kick this 2024 off the right way.
Hey man, we're gonna keep this thing going like we've been doing it for the last several shows. This is black. This show is rated black and uncensored, right? Real talk, real issues, real solutions. We're gonna tell it like a TI is. This might not be the show for you. This might be the time to log off right now. But guess what? We might have got great things in 23, right? We did a better me in 23, but we're gonna do more in 24.
Mo in 24, baby. Come on.
Mo in 24, baby. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking fast. You're just listening slow. Come on. Stay tuned. We got a lot of shit for you right here. We're going to be doing a lot of good things, man, and we're going to keep it rolling. We're going to move Mississippi forward. All gas, no brakes.
Man, I love that. I love that. We're going to keep that mantra, that motivation. We're going to keep it going for 2024. We did the daggone thing in 23, man, and I'm excited to see all of the things that you have planned. We're gonna talk about some of those things. We're gonna talk,
yes, sir. But
and I would like to talk about some of the things that I have planned. So, Mac, I hear your cup rattling over there. What you sipping on, man?
Well, you know what we said today. I don't know if you remember, sir.
God dog it. What we say today?
We said we were gonna be on that Scotch and bourbon today, man. We're gonna kick off 2024 the right way. So,
All right, I will do this. I will do this.
uh-huh.
I will go. My wife, she needed a shot of bourbon yesterday, so my bullet is not in here. So I'm turning around looking for it. So at some point I'm gonna have. I see the Glenlivet 15 you got there, sir.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to make an exit, and go and grab it. But so let's do this.
What you got? What you got in your hands? You know what I'm saying? We make an exception to the rule. What you got? What you can put your hands on?
I got some
See,
Winter Jack. I
that's
got some
hey, that's
Jack
whiskey.
Fire.
That's whiskey. I don't
Uh,
get her.
all right. I got some Bookers over there. Have you heard of Bookers?
No, let's talk about that. And you
All
know what
right,
I'm saying? In the words of DJ Nasty Show, roll up and pull up.
roll up and pull. Hold on, let me grab this Bookers. Hold on. All right, there we go. So, shout out to everybody over on Instagram. We can't see your comments in the studio, but if you definitely want your comments to come on screen, and we've got some good ones. Shout out to P Scott, Harvito baby,
P.
um,
Scott,
yeah, P
not the
Scott
legendary
is
Paul Scott
yeah.
Sr.
Paul Scott Senior is definitely tuned in on
Bad Boys of Beta Roll.
all
Hey,
of it. Shout
all
out to
that.
Stephen Noxolo, part of the Black with No Chaser family, creative director, head of BWNC Radio, all of those things. Sister Lock Diva is tuned in. Big Q the Genius. That's my cousin. What's up, cuzzo? Look, she and Sister Lock Diva say she like that Mo and 24. So yeah. A lot of
That's
people are
our
tuning in, man,
that's
on,
our
on Instagram.
hashtag, man. That's what we doing, man. More in 24.
That is
More in 24 for those who use terms like matriculation and all that good stuff, right? And then we got Mo in 24 from those up there around Pecan Grove and Lexington, Pritchard down there in Mobile. We're gonna say Mo in 24.
Yeah. Mo and 24. And look, for our folks that are tuning in from the Black with No Chaser Money Talks group, if you could, we've got some instructions in the broadcast. If you could follow those instructions so we can show your profile and your picture and everything, your beautiful face, along with us highlighting your comments, if you could do that for us. So as
Mental
as
health
I
minute.
mentioned, I mentioned
Oh yeah.
earlier, this my bookers. I think I got it.
Is the bottle in there, Chuck?
Yeah. Look, somebody done been in here. You know, we had some family get-togethers. I think somebody
Hey,
hit me.
somebody.
It's
Oh,
stuff.
oh, oh! I don't think nobody hit you. I know somebody hit you.
Yeah, I think
Somebody got
it
you.
was me. It was me.
Oh, see, they blamed it on the people, and it was you the whole time. What is
It was me. It was me.
what is this? What's the damn name of the? Oh God, what's the name of the damn movie? Shutters Island.
Boy, they ain't even a corner. Golly.
You gotta do like the wino. You gotta turn your head and shake the bottle and see if you can get some. It said, "Boy, man, I found a new drinking chat. I gotta try. I remember. I gotta remember. It's a good redneck drinking chat.
Okay.
It said,
You done
yeah.
lost.
No,
You done
no,
lost.
no, 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 no. If water was beer and I was a duck, I would swim my way down and drink my way up. But water ain't beer, and I ain't a duck. So here goes the liquor. What is it? Shut up and drink. Fuck. I don't know. I can't remember. I gotta remember, dog. I gotta remember. It's out of. I gotta remember. I gotta. But it's good. It's a
You
good
you
one.
you work on that one. You work
I'm
on
gonna
that
work
one.
on it, man. I'm work
Yeah.
because we done did up to it, down to it
For years. And
for
Eric Pierce, shout out to
years.
Eric Pierce. Eric Pierce will still do it.
We all still do it, and it's
Yeah.
usually involving shots.
Very much so. Very much
Very
so.
much so. So the mental health minute for yesterday was um, faith over fear, right? And we're talking about that because it had a dual meaning. Yesterday was the beginning of the year, and the last day for Kwanzaa, and the
Mhm.
last day for Kwanzaa is Imani, faith.
Faith.
So you got to have faith over your fears as we move into the new year. Um, we're going to work hard. We're going to claim. We're going to do our best to please the ancestors, take care of ourselves. As me and Stamps talked about, we're not going to use term selfish. We're going to use the term self-focused. So for the first 6 months, focus on you. Focus on things around you. So
Yeah.
I put it in motion yesterday. I focused on doing stuff around the house. I replaced the light above the kitchen. Things of self focus are things that you need to take care of, that you've been putting off. And I know for a lot of us, we put off a lot of things to take care of a lot of stuff for other folks. So self focus. Um, Overall, we want more in 24, right? We want more, uh, more resources, more money, more peace. We want more in 24, and we're going to work hard at it. But it starts going back to saying having faith over your fears. There are a lot of things standing in our way. We have a lot of fear that's preventing us from being able to get the mo in 24. So we want to make sure that we have faith in ourselves and our deity to be able to move forward, move those obstacles out the
Right.
way. If you can't move them, then go through them. Because at the end of the finish line, the victory is Mo and 24.
Yep. I like that, man. I am in agreement with abundance.
I
Abundance.
want to tell them, if y'all agree with us, if y'all are ready to get what's yours, that's what's been waiting for you, drop in the comments right now, Mo in 24. Drop
We,
that down in the
we already
comments
got
right now.
somebody that's tapping in with it.
That's Mo and 24. Let's go
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah. Yeah. So look, Mac, I want to bring some of the points that we said we were going to somebody said how much in 24. All of it. All of it. Amen. I like that. One of the things I wanted to bring to the conversation uh and what we were talking about, and it goes right along with what you were just saying. More aspiration. So we're talking about, dreaming big, and I think sometimes we have a problem with dreaming um and envisioning, like the things that God has for us. So we get caught up in what our human um our human line of sight. Like we can only see so far, right? Um I know that, you've been wearing glasses, and the older the older that we get, uh I think that all of us may need glasses of some sort. But think about it from this standpoint, as somebody says, J9 loading. Angela, Mike TV Buckner. All right, shout out to Angela. Um uh how far can you really see, and have you really thought about exceedingly and abundantly above all? You know the scripture, you know what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say that, some of our goals that we've had haven't been large enough. Like they've been big, but they haven't been large enough. Mac, your audio done went out.
Now I muted right quick because I was moving my stuff. I said, "Who's your favorite character from Thor?"
My favorite character from Thor. I've only
Mhm.
watched it once, so I don't think
We're
I.
just following the whole series of with Thor, the character. Who's your favorite character in the whole thing with Thor?
Uh, I don't know. Shit.
Okay, do you remember
Give me
Idris?
give me some context.
You remember Idris
Yes,
character?
yes, I do.
What's so special
He
about his character?
he could see, right?
How was
Um,
he? Was he blind?
I think I think he was blind,
But he could see.
but he could see.
Correct.
Vision. What was it? What was his actual name? Himdall or something like that?
Yeah, Hendo. Right.
Himdall.
I think this is pronouncing it correctly, but the thing is, your vision here, and we talk about having your third
Hmm.
eye being opening. No matter what your score is when you go to the optometrist, if your third eye is open, meaning that a certain level of consciousness, understanding, God given talent, and common sense, then you
Right.
could see things that other folks don't. And one thing that hurt us a lot of times is, uh,
They
wow,
give you props. They give you props.
right. So I was explaining to my daughter. So I've been wearing glasses ever since I was little. I said, but I'm probably one of the most attentive, and I observe a lot. I said,
Hmm.
you use all of your senses to pay attention when you know you're looking for something and you're trying to get something together. A lot of times people, they can't see what you see, and because they can't see it, they will place doubt and things of that nature.
Yeah.
So we talked about, the older you get, a certain level of maturity and evolution should come with that, right? So yeah, you might start having a problem with your vision, starting to fade with your eyes.
Hmm.
But your third eye should start to overcompensate for that. You should be able to pay attention and see things that, as the old folks said, you can see it before it happens, right? You're
Yeah.
starting to see the way things are going. You're like, oh, okay. You like start looking in the sky. They're like, what is about? Oh, I'm gonna move my truck. What you moving your truck for? Because the wind is gonna pick up. When the wind pick up, all that stuff. What you talking about? The next thing you know, an hour and a half later, they like, oh, I see why you move your truck.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I had one of those moments the other day, out of the blue. I gave my daughter hell about driving.
Hmm.
I had a 1989 Dodge Power Ram, and I told her, I said, when you park your vehicle, two things. If you can, especially unfamiliar area, you back in and you always park away from the door. So
Yeah.
I would never let her pull in. I would make her back up that 1980 Ram. Ain't no backup cameras on a 1988, 1989 Ram.
No, sir. No, sir.
So I made her back in, and she hated it. But I make her
Does,
pass the
does
park
Ram
and back in.
that Ram have power steering?
It barely did. Yeah, it was it was rough. You had to have momentum when you make them turns. You couldn't
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
stop it on that and make a turn. And she hit me up and it's like, I'm so glad I learned how to back in, because the little friend she was riding with had a car but really couldn't back up,
Yeah.
and she had to back the car in at the place. And
Huh.
she's like, I'm so glad I learned how to back in. And I'm telling her, I see things before, and I'm telling you, this is going to benefit you later, right?
Right. Right.
So as we claim more in 24, one of the things I've said for us to do is talk to some of our elders, talk to
Yeah.
some of our seniors, right? Tell them what you're looking at doing. Tell them what your plans are, and get their perspective. And some of them been down those roads, or they might be able to tell you some things to pay attention to that you didn't think. But like, what do they got to do with this? And they'll tell you, pay attention to that. Pay attention to this. Um, so it's a lot, because you start to see things that you might have problems with later on too by talking to your seniors and elders,
Right.
and they can prepare you for those things before it gets to your time. So wisdom is one of the more things I want for 24.
Yeah.
More wisdom, because as Pastor Pickett stated it, wisdom. The difference between knowledge and wisdom is knowledge is knowing what to do. Wisdom is knowing when to do it.
And I think you're bringing up the part about speaking with elders and and having that to be one of your goals for the year. It rolls into our second point about community connection
Hmm.
and having that opportunity to talk with those who have lived experience and probably, and I think this is what you was getting at. um they have a roadmap,
Yep.
and our job is to at least look in the book. That's
Th-
we got books in front of us when we won't even open the book. And I ain't talking about physical, like, I got a stack of books back there, right?
Right.
I can go and read when I want to. We do have opportunities to open some of the books, but sometimes we won't go sit at the feet of elders.
You'd be amazed at what you can learn in a car ride or a quick sit down conversation. Uh, Understanding where you are, and even, and I would say this, playing devil's advocate, you can understand sometimes where our hindrance started,
Hmm.
why we didn't move forward by talking to some of the folks that came before us. And you're like, wow, you didn't. Need an example. All right, so a cousin of mine was doing the boycott. They had a black grocery store that came so to support the black folks back in the day, um, for the boycott. And the lady, would give folks credit and everything because they were boycotting the white stores. This is years, right? 60s, right? Maybe if not longer. So when the boycott was over and they started going back to the white-owned stores, the black lady went out of business. And so when we start seeing some of the stuff we see now, we can understand, but we don't know why, until we start to talk to understand why. What was the reason? Why they did this and why they did that, and understanding that the fight we fighting now just didn't start now.
Yeah.
That mindset of what has been passed down was passed down. Um, so you learn, you're gonna learn from talking to them one way or the other. But you learn and you can use that in your journey as you work. Because now we in the same mode, and a lot of us have been teaching others since we been old enough to learn. As soon as we was getting the knowledge, our job responsibility was to teach somebody else. So now, as we get into our 40s, we really still working and doing it, but we are training and teaching someone else to do this as we go,
Yeah.
and we're trying to groom that next group to continue to grow legs while you still got your legs. So it's not just I'm gonna just point and show you. I'm like, come on, man, let's go do this. Let me show you how to do this. So I can still show you how this stuff should be done. So now we are bridging that gap between the elders that are pointing and tell you what to do, and now we can do it, and we still trained another group to do it. So that way the work doesn't fall. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's important. I mean, and the only way that we can provide that we can receive
Mhm.
that type of counsel, um, and also provide the level of counsel that we've um have the opportunity to share from our lived experience. I think one of the things that we've done a decent job, and we have to do more of it. We have to create these spaces for community connection to actually develop. So
Mhm.
I'm thinking of the brotherhood brunch and the brotherhood breakfast, and
Mhm.
um, some of the things that we've kind of experimented across 2023. And we've put them in places and spaces where it was easy for people to get to. And it also makes me think of other folks that are doing similar things, like with what Kemar was doing or is
Yeah.
doing with
Yeah.
Brother Helps Brother, right?
Yeah.
And I think that whole the opportunity for collaboration.
Mhm.
And I think us getting the opportunity to give ourselves a chance to get out of our own way, so that we can show that there is no competition. If I can collaborate with Mac on something that's going to help his business, I should do that. If I see opportunities for collaboration in something for somebody else, I need to put these two people together so that they can do their thing. Now, some of us have to position ourselves so that we can be in some of the rooms, so that we can have that opportunity for collaboration and build these stronger bonds, and have a true type of togetherness that's going to transcend any type of boundary, whether it be fraternal, your whatever HBCU or PWI that you went to. We have to have spaces that truly breed community. And I think if we start to focus, and I'm going to one of the points that Angela was making, if we start to focus and really get away from distraction, I think we can have more of these connected communities and more unity as we move throughout this year of 2024.
I definitely agree, man. But here's what I want us to do for 24. A lot of times we always give so much energy to the haters, the naysayers, the everybody. You know what I'm saying? All that shit, that's
Yeah.
dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's talk about what we're gonna do. We ain't worried about them. You know what I'm saying? When people use the term "I don't give a F," the true way to show that you don't care is not to even bring it up. So my focus is on people that really want to work, that really want to do things to help regardless. Some of them might not even know what they can do and they just want to do. That's
Yeah.
it. We have no energy, no time to talk about anybody that don't want to do or whatever the case may be. We gotta uh, follow our path and stick to our agenda and our goal,
Yeah.
and not be distracted by the new shiny whatever it is that somebody's pointing to and want all of us to look at or trying to get you to talk about. Keep the plan, stay the course. Let's stay focused on what we need to do, and not be distracted by things. Um, by what just popped up, right?
Yeah.
Some stuff I like, I don't even need to know. It ain't got nothing to do with me. Why do I need to know? Right? You don't. But I need to know how my budget looks for my house,
Yeah.
or how my
Yeah.
budget looks for my business. I need to know how I'm going to figure out a process because I don't like starting things we can't keep up.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of things I want to do. It's a lot of things I want to do for the seniors, a lot of things I want to do for the youth, until I can see a capacity, until I can have the capacity to say I can do this once a month or once every other month or once every 2 weeks. I don't want to start it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get folks in a position where they're expecting and then you cannot deliver. I
Yeah.
want to be able to say, okay, let's address this need. Let's address this need. And let's stay consistent with it and address this need. Not just hit and miss, hit and miss, hit and miss, hit and miss. I want us to be consistent with it so that we can then really help folks, and you can see the change that you're making, and you can grow more leaders because now the folks know what to expect. And I was speaking with someone that's, I said it's good and it's a bad thing. I said I met Jermaine in like 2018. It's one of the brothers that's from Pittman Park. I
Hmm.
said, why do I still know him that long? Why is he still there? Right? Along with Mr. Perry, Mr. Charles, and several others that we know by name.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah.
yeah, I was just telling them the other day down at the gas station that y'all were gonna be up here. Yeah, I told them they coming. They look for us to come every Tuesday
Yeah.
before Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, and even for them, it has become a certain type of camaraderie, where
Hmm.
they can come in fellowship. But you know, yeah, I'm great. I'm glad we got that report. But I want to help these brothers go to another level,
Yeah.
and not
Yeah.
to be looking for us every every Tuesday before Thanksgiving for us to come
Yeah.
out there. Um, so it just so let's do this. Let's get some engagement for some of the folks. We had talked about four things, but name two things that you plan on doing more of in 2024. Two things. So the those
So
who are
two
listening,
physical actions, or like what? Give me some context, Matt.
I mean, whatever two you want to share, right? It could be say, hey, I plan on getting more rest. I plan on working my schedule where I can actually get in the bed at a decent hour. I plan on doing more exercise. I plan on doing more meditation. I plan on doing
Thank you for that
more,
answer.
you know, So I plan on doing more reading. What do you plan on doing more of that's going to add and benefit you, your family, or your business? I might plan on taking more classes to help me learn how to. What do you plan on doing more of in 24? Right.
So so
I
I'll share.
We need to
I'll
vote
share.
on that too. We need to vote on that. What y'all think we should roll with? More
Mo.
in 24 or Mo in 24? And now that's
Mo.
I like you know I think Mo in 24 is gonna reach a whole lot of folks. But
Yeah. Yeah.
go ahead,
I'm
Chuck.
I'm gonna go with more 24, and we definitely want to recognize everybody that's chiming in the comments. I wish that we could do more than just highlight you all, and maybe we can uh get some merch. I think we might be able to do that. We need, some financial support to do some of these things, but I feel in my spirit that we're gonna have Mo in 24. And
Mo and
you see
you took it out.
Mo.
Mo. All right, Otis. Yeah,
Yeah,
Mo. We're gonna do Mo. All right, there it is. So we're gonna do MON24.
there you go.
Mo in
Yeah,
24.
yeah, yeah.
Hashtag.
And
Let's
look,
let this thing roll.
I've never thought about this, and I've actually we've done crowdfunding for other people, but we've never done it for ourselves. We've always, kind of just bootstrapped everything. Like, we'll go work a party, and then we'll say we're gonna take, this money from this, and then we're gonna, put it over here and this thing over here. But I think it might be time for us to explore like a crowdfunding link for Nightcap Knowledge.
But you know why?
What's that? Why?
We don't like asking people for money.
I don't.
Not for us.
Not for us. No.
We would go to someone that just lost a house in a house in a fire, accident, or help someone bury their loved one. We would
So
do everything, support children,
yeah,
JROTC, whatever it is. But it's
yeah.
like we need to ask for some money for Mac and Chuck for nightcap now. We ain't
All
gonna do
right. So I'll share, and this isn't what I was initially going to share.
it.
I've had to pivot because I guess this is God's way of reminding me about some of the things that I prayed for or am continuing to pray for. So I
Right.
do this thing called the Bible app, and I'm
hmm
not as consistent with it as I wanted to be. So um that's one of my things for 24 is to become more consistent with reading scripture and reading, just period, but specifically reading scripture and being more prayerful. Now, I've got prayers that I've written down, I've typed down, I've put them, in the Bible app. Um, the one of the things that I said that I wanted to get better about was asking for help, and here we are having a conversation about not wanting to ask for help. So all I'm saying, I I just got my reminder. So it is what it is. I think uh we have to heed these wise words that that we've uttered here on Nightcap Knowledge and the reminder that we've been given. So uh somebody says, Mac, I have a message for you. I'll send it tomorrow. Somebody also says $ MS Mood. Drop them $1 or something. Like, I don't know who these people are, but look, y'all preaching in these comments. I ain't even mad. I ain't mad at all.
The thing is, Chuck and I guess we got a collective crew. We have the same, similar mentality. Uh, we have a lot of fuck it in us. Fuck it, I'll do it myself. When it comes to asking somebody, especially stressing and like, I really need somebody to help. Oh, Trina B.
Yeah, that was Trina.
Uh, I need this, and
We
like
owe you for
because
too.
you just like you ain't built for begging, so you just you ask for support. You lay out a plan. You lay out something that's going to be beneficial for
Yeah.
those who say, and it's just like, wait, we ain't gonna do it regardless. We have never received, i.e., quote unquote, a grant for the homeless, for
Nope.
the work we do with the homeless, right? But we know every year, uh, once a month, we're at Broomfield House, or we are doing breaking bread. A couple of times a year, we're intervening and working with folks when we see them in need, providing resources based on what is going on, from a drought to freeze, and then we do the sleep out every year. But there's no funding for that. But we're going to do it as long as there's a way to us to make it work. We're going to do it
I
because it
mean,
needs to be
let's go
done.
ahead and keep it a buck and tell the whole truth.
Right. So it needs to be done, and we're gonna do it. Right. So I also saw something that you tell people, tell them what they need to know, right? And because sometimes the folks that you might share with be the same folks that's helping to hinder the situation.
Yeah.
Um, so just like folks, you know certain things that we need to do in our community, and some of the folks you're trying to tell, like, hey, we need this, and this is probably the problem. Well, they just tell them, they'll tell whoever is the cause of the problem that they know that you're doing it, type of thing. And what we gotta have is a system of saying what we're going to do using our gifts, skills, and talents to benefit our community, especially those who are in need.
Yeah.
Um, because there are a lot of things out there there's no resources for, but we have to come up with creative ways to make sure we address those needs and help folks. And I say it, one of the things I want to do, that's been on my heart for the last 3 years,
What's that?
um, is we have so many senior citizens we take to the polls, and a lot of them they just don't have nobody to come check on them, and they don't have nobody to take them anywhere.
Yeah.
And we're like, I want to be able to take them to the store like once a month, you know, or if we did it, we could find someone to just say, hey, here's a time frame. Same way we got the information out to them for voting, we'll take you to this location to do what you need to do.
Yeah.
Um, and I never forget 1 year Stamps would volunteer with us. He went to rural Hines County. The lady had been into her PO box. And this was like 21, so right in the heart, 20 or 21, right in the heart of COVID.
Oh, her PO box is probably on overload.
Hadn't been to the PO box in 6 months, and he was taking her to vote. And she said, "Well, baby, your mom taking me by there. They don't have anybody, right? I know too
Yeah.
many situations where folks are charging senior citizens to take their garbage can to the road, to the street. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oof. All right.
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. See, listen, as I told these folks, uh, what was that at Kwanzaa? I said, D. Mees was speaking. I said, I ain't a preacher's kid, but I am the nephew of a knife toting deacon.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
sometimes sometimes you got to reach in the pocket because some folk make you want to reach in your pocket when it comes to how they treat our seniors. So that means we got to do a lot more things, man.
But that
I'm trying
goes
to
back
watch our
to
time.
having more unity and more connected community. It's like, well, let me say this. I think that part is more about like being neighborly. If you live in a neighborhood, I'm pretty sure there are, senior citizens that you are geographically close to. The There's no connection that lies between, or that has been developed between us as neighbors. Like, we live in the same place, or we live close to each other, but we have not developed that connection. So I'm praying for more community connection. Uh, I know my neighbors. I might not, necessarily know the inner workings of everything that's going on in their house, but I can say, "Hey, how y'all doing today?" Or, knock on the door and say, "Man, what y'all working on over here? I see y'all got the garage up." Having those little small conversations, it leads to opportunity for like that connection. And I think, like, especially with the senior citizens that you see in your area. I'm asking all of our users, all of our users. I'm looking at Facebook user on here. All of the folks that are here on Nightcap Knowledge, and you chime in weekly. And we're not the biggest show, but the thing is, we've been consistent. This is 171 episodes, and I know that we put something on our own minds and on heads and brains before we go to bed. And I know that by us having these conversations, um, I hope that something is said and that you get something out of it every week when you come back for Nightcap.
So I want us to do this, right? And there's a whole lot of different things I want to start, but it's not a lot.
Yeah.
I want us to weekly to say that we're going to contact 5 folks that are senior citizens or disabled. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And you might be already contacting 2 or 3. Just add to just check on them and see. A lot of times they don't want anything from you. They are just happy nobody forgot about them and that you call them, even if you call to bother them and pick on them. You know, a lot of them they be ready. They got ammunition that's been stored
Look,
up since '72. They ready.
that is very appropriate because that's one of the things that that Shallon's grandmother said to us as a family
Mhm.
during Christmas.
Yeah.
She said, "I want y'all to call and check on me, mom."
Loneliness and isolation. I did a paper on that when I was working on a master's in social work and talk about senior citizens, how they can be lonely and the difference of lonely and isolation. Like folks will be there and got folks around them and still nobody's engaging them. Nobody's going to check on them, right?
Hmm.
They are there. They want someone to talk to. They have a wealth of knowledge they want to give. They want to be useful. Get them out and tell them
Yeah,
that, hey, I need your help. What can I do? I just need you to do this. Well, I do what I can,
right.
and they look for that. They look for to be useful and they want to be engaging. And then you work on, again, find you 3 to 5 youth to check on, right? Going back to how Brother Hollism created the intergenerational model. But find you, so that's like part of one of our plans for our rollout plan for the Freedom Summer Project or the Freedom Summer movement that we're doing in this year is when you go to the polls, you take your youth and a senior, right? Take them so they can see the benefit, and the senior, both of them are going to be appreciative. I want us to work on this. I'm telling people now, you got a long time before you for election day, whether it be primary or general.
Right.
Plan to take that day off. Volunteer. If you don't want to work as a poll worker, work to hold a sign, work to knock on doors, work to get
Man,
senior
man,
citizens.
volunteer to be a driver.
Yeah, volunteer to be a
We can start
driver.
signing them folks up tomorrow.
Most schools will allow your child to be excused, especially if they are of voting age. And
Right.
if not, you can work it out where they can count as community service hours to be out there. We would take off for a lot of things, and I'm not going to name them because I don't want to beat up on them. But we take off for a lot of things. We pull children out of school for a lot of things. Let's pull and be engaged, right? Let's celebrate the seniors. This year is the 60th anniversary of Freedom Summer. So we got those senior citizens, those especially that were youth or around that time frame. Let's celebrate them because there was something they watched as a youth. They watched, or as a teenager, they were a part of. So let's celebrate them, ongoingly as we celebrate this anniversary. So it's a lot, but it's not. It's a lot, but it's not. It's not a lot. It's just saying, hey, make a couple more phone calls a week. Cast your net wider than you have it. Um, and I tell people this, especially with the youth, do it for self-focused reasons because you're raising your caregiver. And the youth and people that you are helping now are going to be the people that are going to remember you when you're older or in need and say, hey, I remember Mr. Chuck. Mr. Chuck used to always do this, that, and that. Hey, Mr. Chuck, I got your garbage can. Don't worry about that. I got you. Hey,
Man.
Mr. Chuck, I'm going to the grocery store. Hey, Mr. Chuck, I'm going to get some gas. You need some gas for your generator? I don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. I get you some water. I got you. Right.
Yeah.
But if you were like, they're like, man, that joker, man, forget Mr. Chuck. you know, they were like, oh, Mr. Chuck then slid down to the end of the driveway in his wheelchair. Oh well, let's see how long he gonna get out of there and just leave you there. And I'm saying that
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
because of our investment in people. No matter what the stock market do, for us when our ancestor was enslaved, we was the first thing on the stock market, and in a negative way, um, in a
Man, you
negative way,
all your
I,
friends here.
how you see I just keep rolling. In a negative way, uh, people are still, dead then, but now people are still the best investment. Investing
Very
in
much so.
people and investing in talents, investing in their strength. That's still the best thing that's going. Is is
Yeah.
is, is people. Uh,
Yeah, and I think another thing that we have to be able to continue to do
mhm.
is truly innovate and continue to be creative. Like we've been able to identify, like, some of the things that we need to do and we need to do more of, but I think we've got to take time to innovate how we've been doing them, and we get caught in like that cycle, and we're doing the same thing, and we're getting a decent result. But how do we how do we improve and innovate brotherhood brunch, or how do we improve and innovate the sleep out to help the homeless? And I think we do that when we get a true plan together for doing more of the thing that has worked. So how do we do that more efficiently? How do we do it on a level of scale? And how do we do it in a way that it just creates, more and more impact? So that I like where the conversation, like, you're taking us, Mac, in terms of um truly allowing opportunity for us to have intergenerational connectivity. But how do we do that in a way to where it truly creates like this larger impact that's greater than like the years that we have in front of or behind us, but beyond the reach that we can see? And that's, like, getting back to your point about Thor, is like, how do we have that? How do we develop that vision? How do we strengthen our third eye? How do we do this work that allows us to continue to go past who and where we are?
So if you got a mixed age group in the room and you ask for like the definition of a word, say for instance, freedom. What does freedom mean to you? What does freedom mean to you? Right. So everybody has an idea of what freedom means to them. All of them are right. How do we make that become a reality for every person in the room? So majority of us, our circle, we have similar mindsets. So now I want to push this in our circles. Now we have one common goal, and that's to get this done. We say, hey, well, we're going to get folks registered to vote. We're going to get them to the polls. But you're going to vote. Why? Because this is what it means to you. This is what it means to me. This is me. But everybody's going to vote, and they're going to understand the process and what we're going to go through when we start registering folks to vote, keep them engaged, keep them connected, and then make sure we get them to the polls. But everybody has a different definition on why they want to do it. And we highlight that, and everybody talks to their group. Everybody talks to their base. We got the same message.
Yeah.
How I translate. So if you have someone that's Spanish speaking only, Chinese speaking only, or somebody that
Mandarin.
speaks,
Sorry.
somebody speaks, you speak English and you speak, you know, you speak Chinese, right?
Mandarin.
It's the same thing. But anyway, semantics. Shit, I got a point. Don't get distracted, right? So at least I ain't said they speak Mexican. I know that's Spanish. So correct. If you got someone, but you're gonna have someone that only speaks their language,
Right.
right? So I'm giving you the message because you speak English also, but then you turn around and you translate to everybody else the message that because they see me moving my mouth, they see my gestures, they don't understand what I'm saying, but
Ain't
they
got
understand they understand what you're saying, right? So that's what we got to do is to get the message across and have you speak to your group in a way
yeah.
where they understand the message and we all are on the same page and we're ready to go, right?
Yeah.
What? Yeah. So I mean, that's the thing is, and so like just think about the engagement I've had at Forest Hill, with Jamie and those folks up there. I'm like, man, I'm like, I wish we could because we didn't put it out there, but we assisted in some stuff with Forest Hill,
Yeah.
and you know, being able to do stuff like that for them, you gain a group of youth that's looking for some adults to be able to work with them and mentor. Because the other folks that's negative always got time. We always say the streets got all day, baby, all day. They waiting on you. They got all day to do whatever that you want to do. But the folks that have the vision, that have the positive mindset or whatever. We don't have that same time. So we got to create that time so that we can be able to spend time. Big shout out to Ronnie Kruger Jr. with Art. Uh, they have created a definitely a place where a youth go to shoot ball, to exercise, and it's right there in South Jackson, right off Raymond Road. And that's what we started doing the Friday night hoops with. When he first brought it back, we were right there with them and continue to do work with them. But we reaching them through sports. We can reach them through art. We can reach them through music. We can reach them through a lot of things. But finding ways to reach them, and then we do have a good group of brothers out there that want to work.
Yeah.
Um, so let's reach them. Let's find these folks. We keep talking about we ain't got these young brothers. They don't want to work. All right, well let's pick a Saturday a month or two. Y'all with this skilled labor. We're gonna get them some free food, and we're gonna say, hey, if you want to learn how to learn more about being a mechanic or a plumber or electrician or whatever the case may be, will you come out here and volunteer your time to teach them the basic necessities?
Yeah.
You know, and don't beat them up because they don't know. You know what I'm saying? Have the patience with them to show them if they ask you questions, and don't look at it as a dumb question if they ask you what's a pipe wrench. You know, because everybody don't know what a pipe wrench is.
Yeah.
Everybody don't know about that. But so that's what we have to do. We just got to start looking at how can we reach them to get them to the point where we can help them learn and where they want to learn. And always the best is to start with the youngest. The younger they are, the better. Because now Jackson want to go everywhere Chuck go. He ready. Truck crank up, he looking. His truck, he ready. He ready. You ain't got to look at. You want to go before you can get. You want to go out. He's running out the house. Now, 10 years from now,
I don't know about 10. I don't
you
know
trying
about
to
10.
load it. You trying to load this speaker, and that
Look,
back ain't.
I do. I'm gonna tell you this. I do not plan on pulling speakers.
I'm just saying. I'm just giving the
Yeah.
example, right? You
Yeah.
trying to do something. You look like
Where the jokers at?
where the
Yeah.
where the boys at? You don't come out here and help me get this. And I'm just saying it, but and that was told to me growing up. A guy told my uncle him, a guy named Mr. Ed McGaw. Mr. Ed McGaw had like 13 children. He said, boy, he said, fella, he said, let them boys, when they out here trying to do stuff with you, he let them try it. If he don't get hurt, let him try it. Let him learn. Let him try everything he can.
Yeah.
Let him go with you. Let him do this. Let him do that.
Most
Um,
definitely that, and that's creating that space for
but you don't
for
forget
a
it.
young person. Yeah, you
You
don't
know,
forget those things.
so like I was sharing everybody, I was sharing with Chuck. Chuck has hidden talents, right? That his dad put into him. You never look at Chuck and say, "Hey, he know how to set a vault at a graveyard." You look at Chuck and never say that he understands how to work at a water treatment plant. He did. He did because his daddy said, "Hey, this is what we were doing." It wasn't like knock on the door. Hey, Chuck, do you feel like? It was like, my bad, Pastor. My bad. That definitely was not your
No,
father. It was no. You feel like helping me today? It was.
look. I told. I think this might have been Shallon's first time hearing this story, and I don't think I've shared it anywhere. But uh, my daddy, like Mac is saying, my dad taught me a lot of things. We owned a burial vault company. He did contracting, so I know a little bit about that. Not too much, but my dad taught me how to hunt. And the house that I grew up in prior to the 5th grade was up on a hill, and it had a lot of land in front, a lot of land behind us. Uh, my dad would keep a gun by the door, right? I'm like I'm saying, this is prior to 5th grade, so learn gun safety. All right, that's one. Learn how to hunt. That's two. My dad, he in the morning, early in the morning, you got the rifle ready, right? All right.
Mhm.
This this is just a regular day. He walking by the window. He say, "Oh, that's a deer out there." Hold on. The man in a bathrobe. They they had to get the gun. Pow! Bathrobe. The bathrobe that fell out. It was one of them little half bathrobes. You know what I'm talking about? The joker that fell out. Pow! Yep. Got us a deal today. Hey, put your stuff up. Like, daddy, you naked. You naked. But uh, it's those moments that's like, look, man, sometimes you gotta take the opportunity. Sometimes you gotta be ready to shoot the gun and go balls to the wall.
Literally.
And literally.
Literally. Oh, hey, hey, Pastor
Oh,
Patterson gonna come to you now. He's gonna say, boy, why you tell that story?
man. Hey, that was one of the funniest things right there, boy. And
Listen,
he would my dad. This is another story. It was about deer hunting too, and we gonna get ready to round this out. Uh, so man, we had been in the woods all day. Like
yeah.
on the way up there, we seeing deer. We seeing deer. Like they on the side of the road. We're like, ooh, it's gonna be a good day today. It's gonna be a good day. Also, this is my dad creating space for us to talk and really, as I'm growing up and I'm growing older, so is he. But we would go hunting. So we go up there. We ain't see a deer one time in the woods. We didn't hear nothing. Tip tip tip. None of that. So we get ready to go home. Uh, this we see this guy on the side of the road, and my dad was like, "Hey man, you all right?" Man, dude, because he man, this dad blast this deer. My dad say, "Huh? A deer? Uh, you want it?" We'd have been in the woods all day. We ain't seen nothing. And you don't go by and pick up dead deer because you don't know how long it's been sitting there. But now, if you see somebody that just hit a deer, you stop and you ask that person, do they want that deer?
Boy, I'm telling you, these characters that raised us. Now think about my Uncle Lee came to town. My Uncle Lee had a Chrysler, a old Chrysler. And he came to pick me, Fred, and my grandma up. Uncle Jesse was still at the house.
Yeah,
He said, all right, boy, off on the go. That's, they brothers. That's how they talk. All right, boy. All right. Uncle Lee driving, damn deer, jump out and hit his car. God damn, that damn deer. That joker got out. He still moving. That joker wanted his pocket pulled out that 25. Pow, pow, pow. Told Fred, come on, boy, help me put this deer in the trunk. I'm like, oh, okay. Turned back around, went back to our house,
yeah.
called my Uncle Jesse out there. Boy, I done got a deer. Clean the
Strike
deer
them up.
for me. Strung him
Yep.
up. Now, Jesse getting ready to come to town later on because he had work. He done strung the deer up and cleaned him up. Uncle Lee
Yep.
hit that deer. He said, no, that deer done missed my car. He ain't getting away. He pulled
He
out
ain't
that
getting away.
25 and put about 3 in him. And they put the deer in the trunk and brought him back to the house.
As they should have.
And listen, we done had a ton of those deer stories. Uh, hell, I think Lee Lee Johnson might be the reason I can't hear too good in this right ear. Shooting that 30-30 when we went deer hunting. He was trying to shoot the deer before I did. It, we had already shot one in the woods.
Yeah.
So it's very few of us that grew up in the country that ain't been hunting or fishing. It's very few.
Now,
You
what?
might not hunt now, but you'd have been hunting. You'd have been fishing.
I would say that's one of the things that I definitely want to do this year. Like the boys are like
Mhm.
Jackson 6, McRae is 9. I would like to give them a hunting experience very
When you
soon.
want to come up, I got they out there bedded down like cows.
What?
They bedded down like cows. They got hoof prints like this.
Golly.
I'm telling you, they be out there. Well, Otis, where you go, Otis? Uh, Otis, tell them about them hoof prints we saw. They out there.
Otis might have went on got in the bed. That joke could be up early.
Yeah, he might have got to be, but he can tell you they out there.
Yeah.
They out there. But I mean, so everybody, I'm telling y'all, Mo and 24. Let's spend time. Let's create more memories with family and friends. I mean, a big shout out to our celebrities and all these folks with all this good stuff. But I'm trying to keep it country in 24. I want us to do some simple stuff. I want us to be able to spend time with folks, family, make those trips and plan those trips to be to spend time with folks you hadn't seen in a while,
Yeah.
and create those memories. Because a lot of times, and just being honest, later on down the road, that's all you got. The folks that you visit at Disney World ain't gonna remember you and don't give a shit. But when you spend that time with your auntie or somebody else, that it's a lifetime.
Yeah.
That might even save their life if you take that time. So hey, I ain't trying to spoil your fun. I'm just telling you, like, hey, we
Yep.
just got to refocus, repurpose, and be self-focused for 2024 because we want more in 24. What else do we want more of in 24, Chuck? Tell everybody what we want more of in 24.
You want to know what we want more of?
I want to know what we want more of in 24.
We want more money, more money, more money, more money.
I read it. I was waiting on you. I was waiting on it.
Hey man, we'll see y'all next week, Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Nightcap Knowledge. We appreciate y'all for tapping in, tuning in. Thank you to everybody that was over on Instagram. We know we can't get your comments over here, so make sure you start tuning in on YouTube. Nightcap Knowledge on YouTube. Lots of episodes. You can let them run. You can leave a comment, like, and subscribe. My name is DJ George Chuck. That's Mr. Mac, and we appreciate you for tuning in to Nightcap Knowledge. We'll see you next week. Peace.